In today's video, we're going to be covering a new force, or not really a new force, but my improvements to a force I've seen in the book of Eddie Fields called the Farcial force. Yeah, again, Farcial force. It's an odd one. And these are just my ideas on how to improve it. So let's go right into it. You can see all the different cards inside here. And so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go across the cards like so, and you just tell me when to stop whenever you like, okay? And they say right there, you sure? Okay. Now I'm going to have you memorize the card. So peek it. All right, love it. Got it. Okay. And I want you to shuffle it off. I don't even want to look at it. Just shuffle it on and off. And they do so. And then you are able to reveal it whenever you want, which is nice. And you can do it for a myriad of effects, which is really, really cool. To go into the Farcial force, well, these are my improvements. The original one looked like so. Tell them I'm gonna have you, and it was meant to for only specific effects because it would only play so well. So I would say, so Eddie Fields would say, I'm gonna have you memorize a card. Okay, I'm gonna turn away, peek it, got it, memorize it. Okay, and then they could shuffle it off or do whatever the effect, and you'd be able to force it. My improvements have made it more of a casual style, and you being able to get away with more effects with the card effect. So to begin, the cards can be shuffled, and you can casually peek the bottom card. That is what we're going to use. So Queen of Spades is what we will do for this effect. Okay. Hopefully the lighting's not too bright. Try and get the lighting just right. Okay, so Queen of Spades will be our force card, so we can just casually peek it as we're squaring the cards. We can do all around square up. You know, as the cards are shuffled, you take it back with middle finger and thumb. Other fingers coalesce. You can casually peek the cards that you put into your hand. So many different ways you can do it. So we just peek the bottom card. From here, in the original version, you would just riffle off and then show the card. I wanted to add some additions to it to make it more fair, per se. So no one would really question it. So I would go across the cards. They would tell them to stop, and they would say stop right there. Okay, and you keep it right there, and you say, I'm going to have you memorize the card. I would address them. I'm going to have you memorize the card. I'm going to look away. Okay, and here's how I would go into the Charlier cut. So I've riffled off, and so it kind of makes more additions and makes it a little bit more intricate, but it's worth no less. So I stick my forefinger inside. After I do so, okay, where they had peeked it, so I stick my forefinger inside, thumb then comes up to line it, so I just want to use the forefinger. So they said stop right there, forefinger goes inside just so the thumb can lift up the pack so it can do the, let me go back. So after we've riffled off the cards, they've got their selection. Here's the steps we're going to do. So first, the forefinger goes inside the pack. Okay, thumb can then lift off the pack. The forefinger is aligning it, and then from here, after the whole packet's being held up by thumb, forefinger, second finger, and third finger, pinky at the back. Okay, the forefinger can then go underneath and do the casual Charlier cut. So that is essentially how it looks. You can also do it alternatively. They say stop. Okay, we can put the forefinger below, thumb clips the cards, pinky inserts itself, and now we can reposition ourselves with the thumb into the same exact position. It gives us a little bit more leeway to do it, and then we can lift it off. But I guess more logically would be just the initial method where they say stop, forefinger right there, okay, lift up, so just forefinger goes inside, thumb lifts up, pinky comes from back to make sure the bottom cards don't fall out, and then forefinger pushes the card to do the Charlier. But during the Charlier, we turn away. And I know I should probably do a tutorial on the Charlier. I mean, Charlier is a basic classic sleight, but I will cover it in a separate video because I think it's important to cover. That being said, we riffle off. Okay, forefinger goes inside again, thumb lifts up, the packets can be held by the 3 fingers right here, 4 finger right here, but I just like to be a little bit more safe, so I swing my pinky around so I don't have to worry about any cards falling. 4 finger then comes and pushes the cards over to clear, and then shows the card, and there we go. So that is the Farcial Force, my improvements or variation on it. You could just say Dan's take, whatever. It just has a useful thing of saying tell them to stop, and it creates this little difference you don't see every day. So just say, I'm going to have you pick a card. Got it. And then shuffle it off. Just giving the spectators, when they recall it, they said, yeah, I got to stop whenever I wanted, and a card was immediately peaked, and I got to shuffle it. So it didn't seem like I had a card selected. And it gives you more leeway to plot and everything, because spectators have little idea where it's going to go. Because usually, in most cases, what spectators expect is for you to pick a card, for them to pick a card, and then for you to find it. And for a card just to be peeked or just thought of, not really taken out, just memorized, and they got to just tell you when to stop for that, makes it really cool. And in my case, I feel like it could be used for a more wider range of stuff than the original, which was saying, literally, quote, in the Eddie Fields book, Art of Dodges by Eddie Fields. I can't remember the page. It was like in around page 50, around there. It just remembered that they just said, here, I'm going to have you memorize the card. I won't look. Got it. It says, don't use it for any low rent or budget location effects. And so I want to open that up so everyone can use it. It's just a fun thing. It's lovely, and I encourage you to try it. So with that said, hope everyone's having a wonderful one. I'm Dan. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.